Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today we're going to do a little bit differently than we do on normal 8 Minutes with Aaron's. We're going to talk about Diablo 4 because I totally forgot a new season started yesterday. So let's get rolling a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. So every couple of months, Diablo 4 comes out with a new season. They try to revamp what they did wrong in the previous season and try to do better. Do I think they always do a very good job? No. And after Season 3, I kind of fell off until about Season 8, when I got really bored with EverQuest 2, and I decided to dip my toes back into the game. So I said to myself, I didn't really start out at the beginning of Season 8, but I wanted to start fresh in Season 9. Now, I was under the impression that it was coming out on July 12th. It came out July 1st. The other season ended June 28th. I got the dates mixed up. So I printed out this little piece of paper, and of course I did Google it. So I'm going to read it for verbatim as I go through it. But first off, let's just touch base on what they think the most banging classes are from this guy Rob2478 something. That's the guides I usually follow, so we're going to go off him. He said necromancers are the best, followed by spiritborn, sorcerers, barbarians, druids, and rogues. I did see something on YouTube that said something was nerfed today. I don't know if it was the necros or spiritborn or sorcerers, but it did look like it was some kind of mystical class with a pet or maybe like a spear and shit like that, which makes me think it's spiritborn. So Season 9 is titled Sins of the Hordeum, and I apologize if I can't pronounce that right. I'm not the greatest at grammar and breaking words down. Introduces a new spellcrafting system, revamped Nightmare Dungeons, and a final confrontation with Astaroth. Players will dive into the hidden horrific strong room with Nightmare Dungeons, unlock new horrific spells through crafting, and face escalating challenges in Nightmare Dungeon escalations. They just do not want me to pronounce these words properly. The season culminates in a battle against Astaroth, weakened by the player's effort to purify blood relics found within the strong rooms. Strong rooms, it looks like it says strong shrooms, and I'm trying to hold back on saying that. So here are some key features in Season 9. The Horadric spellcraft, a new system where players can combine catalysts and fusions on arcana to create custom spells that modify their abilities. That I think is kind of new. I don't remember seeing that in previous versions or seasons. Horadric strong rooms, hidden micro dungeons within Nightmare Dungeons where players can find blood relics infused with Astaroth's corruption and learn Hydrocraft jewels. So I guess you got to go in these nightmares now and go in these subzones to get spells and shit to help you throughout Season 9. Nightmare Dungeon escalations. Chains of 3 Nightmare Dungeons where affixes of previous dungeons carry over, culminating in a fight against Azaroth. Now, the affixes are the things that I think are on your items that you can break down at the mender, or what is he called? Blacksmith. And then he gives you like a ability you can modify or add to your weapons or your jewelry or your armor and shit like that. Now, not every piece of armor you can do that to, especially if it's a unique, like a purple item, you can't do that at all. But I think steps down, like ancient, treasured, and shit like that, you can. New uniques and legendary aspects. Season 9 will introduce new unique items. That was really hard for me to say. And legendary aspects for all classes. That's pretty cool. Let's get some new shit going on. Hopefully it's a lot easier to get, and you don't got to do like a million runs for this shit. Of course, we know we're going to Azaroth encounter. Players will face a final confrontation with Azaroth, weakened by the effects of the purified blood relics. So I guess you got to get those motherfucking blood relics. Shit. And then they said system updates, changes to how elites and bosses and seasonal reputation, how layered hordes grant seasonal currency, and easier porting to Nightmare Dungeons. He said, in essence, Season 9 builds upon the existing systems like Nightmare Dungeons, adding depth and complexity through the Horcrux spellcraft system. I know I pronounced that word several different times, differently. Strong rooms and dungeon escalations, ultimately leading to the showdown of the Azaroth. So, that's it in a nutshell. I don't think you want any more information that I'm giving you. Hopefully they do some class balance changes, because that would be terrific. one class shouldn't be better than the other, and I know barbarians this season are getting the shaft. That's what a lot of people are saying. I was going to go in being a barbarian, but then I thought about, maybe I should just do a sorcerer. I really didn't get a chance to feel it out last season. But then with the Spiritborns being so husky, I was like, you know what, maybe I should do the Spiritborn, but it's really, you know what, And then I said, you know what, I've never really focused on a Necromancer, and when I played EverQuest, when I first started, yeah, I was a Paladin. It has nothing to do with Necromancy or Shadow Knights. It's actually the opposite of a Shadow Knight. I made a Necromancer named Bluebees because my buddy Mike, when he played EverQuest, his character was a Necromancer named Hades, and we used to just demolish people with our pets and shit like that. Now, this season, I thought they were going to come out with Paladin, the opposite class of a Shadow Knight, but obviously, it doesn't look like it's happening. I think they did come out with something on the mobile game, but I've never actually taken a look. So I don't really know what I'm going to go and be this season in Diablo 4. But I do hope that they do make a lot of changes because, I'll be honest with you, it's a lot of soloing at first. And if you get into groups and people really don't like you, or you're not putting in the amount of effort or damage or shit like that, they used to kick me out of groups. Uncool people. So I hope I get really husky where I can say, fuck you, I'm kicking you out. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to kick anybody out of the group. Everybody got to start from scratch. Everyone's got to start from somewhere, and someone's got to build up. So hopefully this season, I do get 300 Paragon points. I get a great class. I get some awesome armor. Last time, I didn't get any real cool uniques. I really wanted the Harlequin helmet. It basically gives you a bunch of stats, gives you armor, health. It's probably one of the best items in the game, to be honest with you. Out of all the uniques, I think that is probably the best. Though I really want to play a Barbarian. I really wanted to play the Barbarian this season. But I guess, with all the nerfs, it's just going to be pointless. And I don't want to make two characters, because I'm going to still play EverQuest 2. I don't want to just, focus just on Diablo 4. I want to do other things. I still need to freaking get the Funko Pops organized and do all that other shit. And I'm procrastinating, folks. I am procrastinating like a son of a gun. But you know what? When you're working so much like I do, it's not easy to get things in order. Because I come home late from work, after the gym, I'm hungry. I still haven't eaten yet. Oh, I'm very, very hungry. I had to run home, film this video, and then I'm going to eat some food, edit this video, have to put it out, and then think about my next move for tomorrow. Because I don't got breakfast at work tomorrow. I got to think what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I got a lot going on, folks. But Diablo 4... go take a look if you haven't played it before. I'm sure it's free for something, I don't know, or another. But I do know that you don't have to buy another expansion. So yeah, I'm going to take a jump into it. Hopefully it's fun. And that's what I got to say. So far, I will give it an... oh, that's right, I will give it an up. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me at the 8 Minutes with Aaron. I know this was educational, but hey, sometimes you got to learn a little bit to have some fun. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.